Did Sarasota Tim just change his channel name to Cowboy Tim?
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Cowboy Tim.
I don't know if he's trying to change his YouTube channel name or change his YouTube handle. Maybe he's running from somebody. Maybe he's trying to hide from somebody. What do you guys think?
AKA Sarasota Tim. If you want to find me on YouTube, you check Sarasota Tim. But we're Cowboy Tim the last few weeks because we've been out traveling around, enjoying life, living on Social Security and a side hustle. Now, my side hustle happens to be YouTube. My channel is monetized. I receive income from it. But I want to talk to you about collecting Social Security and also having a side hustle doing whatever you want to do. It could be YouTube. It could be working at Walmart. It could be doing your own little skill set that you have, working for yourself, doing auto mechanics, plumbing, electrical, painting, whatever you know how to do to make some money. Let's talk about it and why you need to collect your Social Security as soon as you can. And that would be the age of 62. Now, since I've been making these videos talking about collecting Social Security, I've had cards and letters sent to me and emails by the hundreds thanking me because they didn't even know that they could collect Social Security at 62. They have only heard about full retirement age, or maybe even 65 when you get your Medicare. Or they may have heard, oh, don't take it early, you'll be penalized, you'll get less money. Well, I'm here to dispel and dismiss all of that myth. It's all a bunch of baloney. You're getting the story straight right here. And there's only one reason in this whole world that you should not collect your Social Security at the soonest age you can, and that is age 62. And that reason is
I read this comment off of Michael Bordernero's community post yesterday, and it says, from a viewer, from a subscriber to Michael Bordenero, he says, I just watched the channel to get the news on people making bad financial decisions. And a lot of people I've seen in the comments, shared with me, messages, emails, DMs on Instagram, folks on Patreon contacting me and telling me that they don't appreciate the type of financial advice provided by this particular YouTuber and how it targets vulnerable seniors nearing retirement or over the age of 62 and giving them bad advice when it comes to retirement, personal finances, and Social Security. Now, this comment here from Michael Bordenero says, I just watched the channel to get the news on people making bad financial decisions. And they're talking about how they watch Michael Bordenero. And this comment says, such as buying condos with high HOAs or getting a mortgage with these high interest rates. And it says, at least I'm honest, and yes, you can say my name in the video, keep the content coming. Now, I don't think that Sarasota Tim has to worry about any of these problems because I don't think that he would ever live in a community or a condo or anything associated with an HOA, homeowners association. But be that as it may, some folks consider what Sarasota Tim is sharing to be bad information. And as this comment states, bad financial decisions. What do you guys think? Drop a comment down below. What I have here to share with you is a recent article under the personal finance category, posted, shared, published by CNBC, a seemingly reputable source. This is just at the end, and this was the end of the fourth quarter, 2023. So this is pretty recent, pretty accurate, and I would be willing to bet that we should probably see an update soon, as we are at the end of the first quarter, 2024. And I would suspect that we should see an update soon, especially as we near November. But you can see here, Social Security's trust fund may run out in 2034. Okay, cool. That's 10 years from now. A lot could happen in 10 years. But the key points here are Social Security funds are projected to run out in the next decade, at which point 80% of benefits will be payable. 80%. Acting now may prevent more dramatic changes later, but the action now, I don't know, are they referring to the Social Security Administration and our federal government, or are they referring to recipients? So here's the thing. Maybe there's some truth to what's being shared unknowingly by some YouTubers on the platform in the fact that maybe you should collect Social Security as soon as possible. And the reason for it is if you wait and there is a shortfall and there is a deficit and there is a reduction, you'll be waiting quite possibly to collect the same amount that you could have collected all along. Maybe. It says that the clock is ticking for Congress to shore up Social Security benefits. The latest projections from Social Security's actuaries show the program's trust funds are due to run out in 2034, at which point 80% of benefits will be payable. If Congress does not act by 2034, the program may be faced with an automatic 20% benefit cut for current beneficiaries, the need to increase Social Security taxes by 25%, or a combination of benefit cuts and tax increases, according to a new report from the American Academy of Actuaries. The program has been here before. In 1983, Social Security's trust fund were also close to depletion when a host of changes were passed by Congress. But there was some advantages then that may not be available now. For example, there was more time for benefit changes, such as an increase to the retirement age to be gradually phased in. How would you guys like to see an increase to the retirement age gradually phased in today? Man, I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. Therefore, and additionally, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not providing financial advice, which is a disclaimer that should be probably shared with everyone, but maybe known in a blanket statement when you're watching YouTube. Maybe one day YouTube will add that little bar at the top of the screen. It says this is not financial advice, and the uploader, the publisher, the content creator, the channel owner will have to check that box to let people know. But let me ask you this. If you saw a man living out of his truck at a Buc-ee's or a Wawa or Cracker Barrel or wherever it may be, and he had all of his belongings in his vehicle, and he had a cowboy hat on, would you approach this man and accept financial advice from him? Just a question, just kind of curious, just wanted to know, because it's strange, it's weird how YouTube almost like dresses up the situation, and because it's on this machine, this internet's, it's trustworthy. And you remember what Abe Lincoln said about the internet, right? But I would be weary of anyone who gives you any definitive answer. Okay, and here's why. Because no one knows, for the most part, no one knows what the alternative option or choice would have produced. For example, you collect Social Security at the youngest age possible, age 62, and you get a side hustle, which, by the way, I don't know if I would consider working at Walmart as a side hustle, but I also wouldn't consider myself to have wasted my life away working and then retiring at 62 or 70. I don't think that the 8-year difference or whatever the difference may be when you retire would be the portion of my life that I would consider wasting. I think that you're gonna make the most and best out of the life that you have, and that's your choice, that's your call, whether you have a job or not. Michelle and I, we were actually watching a documentary last night on the Jim Conner files and Ken Block, rest in peace. And there was a point in that documentary where it was him and his family in their house and his wife, and they were talking about him, traveling, and the kids didn't want to travel with him, and they wanted to, do kid things and enjoy their childhood and not necessarily travel the world with the World Rally Championship, the WRC. And I thought to myself, I said, you know what? Some folks would look at this situation and say that, Ken Block's got it all. Not realizing that there are challenges that affect everybody in different ways, no matter what your income level is, or your education, or socioeconomic status, or a variety of factors. And for these reasons, I would be very weary of providing anyone with any definite of what to do, choices to make personally, financially, based on one that I've chosen. Because where's your comparison? Where's your contrast? How can you tell me that this is better if you've never tried something else? You see what I'm saying? But I think what's most important here is having the forum, this safe place for discussion and education and information and thought-provoking debate, or just ideas of, hey, did you know that you could do this? Or did you hear about that? Or have you considered this? I would have to equate it to winning the lottery. And I don't know if any of you guys have ever won the lottery or any considerable amount, any considerable like large jackpot, but you'd have to pick and choose and say, well, do I want a lump sum payment, or do I want to take an annuity and be paid in equal payments over a certain period of time? Each payout will be different. The taxes will be different on each, but you have to pick and choose which one you want and which one you think is going to be best for you. And there is absolutely no way that you can tell anyone else without a shadow of a doubt that one is better than the other, because you'll never know. You'll never know. So I think that there should be some consideration for the conversation and how the information is shared and delivered, versus just coming on here with a giant cowboy hat and telling people that I'm trying to remember the phrasing that he used.
Well, I'm here to dispel and dismiss all of that myth. It's all a bunch of baloney. You're getting the story straight right here.
And to take his word as gospel. But I also know from he himself and what he said on a previous video that I've discussed before about the literal sense of viewers and how they take things literally. And this could be every word spoken out of your mouth, or even worse, the title and or thumbnail, without even watching the content. And I have numerous experiences and examples to share with you on how this has happened. And that's a bad thing, folks, because ultimately we are in this fast-paced, rapid, give me what you got as quickly as you can, speedy lifestyle of consumption without consideration. I'm going to call it consumption without consideration. And this is actually a terrible detriment to our society, because headlines and titles and clickbait or whatever it may be is used for this specific reason, to garner attention and get clicks and views. These clicks and views earn money, okay? And if we want to talk about side hustles, then let's talk about side hustles, because there's a right way to do it and there's a wrong way to do it. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that YouTube is the definitive answer on the right way to do it, but there are some things that can be done to produce the most out of any job, any career, any gig, any hustle, any business, any entrepreneurial or solopreneur venture that you choose to chase, any investment strategy, any business model. And from the content that I see, we're in an era of where folks want to make more and do less, or do nothing at all. So if that's the case, then why would you want to do something that produces substantial amounts in return from income, revenue, and profit? Why would you want to bust your hump to do that when you can do it simply and easily, quite possibly even automated, and produce far more money? I guess this is where laziness comes into play here, but to each their own. And everyone is going to gravitate and move towards their own specific tastes and interests. I'll continue to offer the opportunity for those who are interested and want to know how to get started or improve in the way in which that they are already working towards generating this wealth for themselves, or at least some supplemental income, and want to maximize their return on investment, hopefully being time. But if it does include money, then you should seriously be concerned and take this into consideration. Remember, we don't want to consume without consideration. Yes, stocking up is important. Yes, buying gold is important. Yes, real estate is important, but we do need to take some serious consideration in how, why, and what we're doing, and our goals, and the time frames in which we want to reach our goals. Also considering and identifying possible speed bumps and roadblocks and hiccups and problems along the way, so that at the end of the day, we can continuously progress and strive towards success. Thanks for watching, guys. You guys have a great day. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.
I can tell you my problems, meditating my silence, but I keep pushing my pen, rotating my stylus. Brokenness feeling like sin, now no breath, low dollar. Used to be left on red, now all the girls go holler. Now all the girls go follow. All the fake friends gon' pop.